Hey everyone, welcome back to EasyTalk English. Alex and I were just talking before we pressed record, and we both said the same thing. This feels like one of those very real English moments. You know, the kind of moment that happens in real life, not in a textbook. So we thought, let's turn it into a conversation you can learn from.
Exactly. And we're really happy you're here with us today. Not teacher happy, but real happy. Like when you sit down with a coffee and meet someone new. At Easy Talk English, we practice real English for real life. English you actually use when you travel, study, work, or just chat with people.
Yes, simple English, natural English, and comfortable English. Not perfect English, not fancy English, just English that sounds human. And today's topic comes from something we all experience again and again, meeting new people.
Think about this for a second. You meet someone at a cafe, in a class, at work, or maybe while traveling. After saying hello, what is one of the first questions people usually ask?
Almost every time it's the same question. Where are you from? It sounds simple, right? But for many English learners, that simple question can suddenly feel very stressful.
Yes, because you might know the words, but you're not sure how to say them naturally. You might think, should I say just the country or the city too? Should I explain more? Should I stop after one sentence?
And then your mind starts racing. You know English, but you don't feel confident. You worry about sounding strange, too short, or too quiet. And that moment that should feel friendly suddenly feels uncomfortable.
If that sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. This is something almost every English learner feels at some point, and that's exactly why we're talking about it today.
In this episode, we're going to show you how to talk about your country in English in a calm, clear, and natural way. Not just one sentence, but a small, easy conversation that feels relaxed.
We'll talk the way real people talk. We'll share examples, simple ideas, and useful words you can reuse. And most importantly, we'll help you feel more confident when someone asks you that question.
By the end of this podcast, you won't freeze when you hear, "Where are you from?" You'll have ideas, phrases, and confidence to introduce your country in your own way.
So take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and imagine you're sitting right here with us. This isn't a test, it's just a friendly conversation.
All right, Alex, let's start simple and real. Let's talk about where we're from, the easy way.
All right, Linda, let's start with the most common question in the world. Imagine we just met for the first time. Very simple question. Where are you from?
I'm from Australia. I grew up there, and it's the place I still think of as home, even though I've lived in different cities. When I say Australia, I already feel sunshine, open space, and a relaxed lifestyle.
See, that already sounds very natural. You didn't just stop at the country, you added a feeling. So if someone only says, I'm from Australia, that's okay, but adding one more sentence makes it warmer.
Exactly. After the country, you can talk about your city or your hometown. My hometown is Brisbane. It's a sunny city, and people there are very friendly and relaxed. When I talk about Brisbane, I feel calm and comfortable.
I like that you use the word hometown. That simply means the city where you grew up or feel most connected to. It doesn't have to be the capital city.
Yes, that's important. Many people think they must talk about the capital, but you don't have to. The capital of Australia is Canberra, but my hometown is Brisbane, and that's what feels personal to me.
That's a great point. So a simple structure could be country first, then city, then a feeling or detail. For example, I'm from Australia, my hometown is Brisbane, and is very relaxed.
And if you've lived in more than one place, you can share that too. I've lived in different cities like Sydney and Melbourne. Each place feels different, and I learned a lot from moving around.
That's very real-life English. Many people don't live in just one place anymore. Saying, I've lived in different places sounds natural and honest.
Yes, and you don't need long explanations. Just one extra sentence is enough. For example, I'm from Australia, but I live in another city now. Simple and clear.
Let's give our listeners some easy examples they can use. You could say, I'm from Vietnam. I'm from a small city and life there is quiet. Or, I'm from Brazil. I grew up near the beach, so I love the ocean.
Those examples are perfect for A2 to B1 learners. Short sentences, clear ideas, and very personal. English sounds best when it's connected to your life.
So remember, you don't need a perfect answer. Just start simple, add one detail, and speak calmly.
Yes, your country, your city, and one feeling. That's already a great answer to where are you from? Now that we've answered where are you from, the next thing people often talk about is the city itself. Not facts, but the feeling. For example, Australia has many cities, and each one feels very different in daily life.
That's interesting because many learners think one country feels the same everywhere, but it really doesn't. So how would you describe the city you've lived in, Linda?
Let's start with my hometown, Brisbane. Brisbane feels relaxed and sunny. People are not in a hurry, and life moves at a comfortable pace. The weather is warm most of the year, so people spend a lot of time outside.
Relaxed and sunny already paint a clear picture. I can imagine people walking slowly, smiling, and enjoying the day.
Exactly. Now compare that to Sydney. Sydney feels busy and exciting. People walk faster, the city feels more active, and there's always something happening. It's still beautiful, but the energy is very different.
So Brisbane is relaxed and Sydney is busy and exciting. Same country, very different daily life.
Yes, and then there's Melbourne. Melbourne feels creative and lively. People love art, music, and coffee. The weather changes more often, so you really feel the seasons there.
I like how you don't use difficult words. Relaxed, busy, exciting, creative. These are simple words, but they say a lot.
That's the key. You don't need big vocabulary to describe a place. Simple words with feeling are enough. Even saying, my city is quiet and calm gives people a clear image.
That's very true. For me, my hometown in the United States feels very different from Brisbane. New York is busy, loud, and exciting. People walk fast, talk fast, and always seem to be on their way somewhere.
That sounds very energetic. How about the weather there?
We have 4 seasons, so daily life changes a lot. Summers are hot and full of energy. People are outside all the time. Winters are quiet and life moves slower. The weather really changes how people live.
That's a great point. In Brisbane, because it's sunny most of the year, daily life feels very outdoor focused. People go to the beach, walk outside, and meet friends casually.
So when you describe your city, you can talk about 3 easy things: how busy it is, what the weather is like, and how people live every day.
Yes, and you can do it in just 2 or 3 sentences. For example, I live in a small city. It's quiet and sunny, and people are very friendly.
Or you could say, my city is busy and exciting. The weather changes a lot and life moves fast.
Those short descriptions already give your country personality. They make it feel alive, not just like a place on a map.
So now it's your turn, friends. Think about where you live. Is it busy or quiet? Is it sunny or cold? Is daily life relaxed or fast?
Choose 2 or 3 simple words and describe your city. That's how you give your country a real voice in English.
Now that we've talked about cities and daily life, let's move to topics people really enjoy talking about. And honestly, these are topics that come up all the time in real conversations: food, time, and money.
Yes, these are very real-life topics. Let's start with food, because food is always an easy way to connect with people. When someone asks about your country, food is often the next question. So, Linda, if I asked you, what kind of food do people eat in Australia, how would you answer?
I'd say Australians love barbecue food. We often cook outside, especially on weekends. We grill sausages, meat, and sometimes seafood. It's simple food, but it's very social and relaxed.
That sounds very friendly, and I like how you explained it without difficult words. You didn't list many dishes, you just described the habit.
Exactly. When you explain food to someone from another country, you don't need details. You can say when you eat it, where you eat it, and how it feels. That helps people understand.
In the United States, food habits can be very different depending on the city, but many people love fast, easy food. Pizza, burgers, and street food are very common, especially in big cities. That's a great example. You can say, people in my country often eat, and then describe it in one sentence. Very natural.
Now let's talk about time zones, because this often confuses people when they talk to friends overseas. Linda, Australia is very far from many countries. How does time work there?
Yes, Australia is many hours ahead of the United States and Europe. So when it's morning in New York, it's already evening in Australia. Sometimes I wake up and see messages from friends who are already going to bed.
That happens to me too when I talk to friends in Asia or Australia. Time zones really change how and when we communicate.
And Australia also has different time zones inside the country, so even people in the same country don't always have the same time. That's very normal for big countries.
So if someone asks about time, you can say, my country is a few hours ahead, or we are in a different time zone. Simple and clear.
Exactly. Now let's move to money, another very practical topic. When people travel or work abroad, money always comes up.
In the United States, we use the US dollar. We use coins for small amounts and paper bills for larger amounts. You use money everywhere for food, transport, and daily life.
In Australia, we also use the dollar, but our money looks different. Our coins often have animals on them, and our paper money is actually plastic. People often find that interesting.
That's a fun detail. And again, you don't need technical words. You can just say what money people use and one simple detail.
Exactly. So now let's do a mini practice together. Think about your country and try answering these questions in your head or out loud.
First question, what is a popular food in your country? Try saying, a popular food in my country is...
Second question, what time is it in your country right now compared to where you are? You can say, my country is ahead, or my country is behind.
And the last question, what money do people use in your country? You can say, we use, and add one small detail.
These small answers are very powerful. They help you travel, work, and connect with people in real conversations.
Yes, real-life English is about sharing simple information in a comfortable way.
And now you're doing exactly that. When people talk about countries, they often ask one very exciting question next. They ask, what places should I visit? This is where you can really show what makes your country special.
Yes, because places are not just locations. They create images and feelings in people's minds. So, Linda, if someone visits Australia for the first time, where should they go?
There are many beautiful places, but one very famous place is the Great Barrier Reef. It's a huge coral reef with clear blue water and colorful fish. When you swim there, it feels peaceful and unreal, like another world.
I've seen photos of it, and it really looks magical. That's a great example of using the word famous in a natural way.
Yes, famous means many people know it. Another place people love is Sydney. The city has the Opera House, the harbor, and beautiful beaches. It feels busy, exciting, and full of life.
So you can show different sides of your country, nature and cities, quiet and busy.
Exactly. And if you want something more relaxed, Brisbane is peaceful and sunny. People smile, talk easily, and enjoy outdoor life. Each place has a different feeling.
That reminds me of the United States. We also have very different places. For example, New York City is famous for its tall buildings, bright lights, and fast life. It feels busy and exciting every day.
And what about nature in the U.S.?
Nature is very important too. Places like the Grand Canyon are beautiful and powerful. When you stand there, you feel very small. It's quiet, wide, and peaceful in a different way.
I love that contrast. Big cities and calm nature. That's something many countries share.
Yes. And now let's talk about animals, because animals are a big part of culture too. Australia is famous for unique animals.
That's true. Australia has kangaroos, and you can sometimes see them jumping in open areas. We also have koalas, which live in trees and sleep most of the day. They look very cute and calm.
Those animals are very unique. Unique means special and different from other places.
Exactly. And nature in Australia is often open and wide. Beaches, deserts, and long coastlines. It makes people feel free and relaxed.
In the United States, our national animal is the bald eagle. It's strong and powerful and very important in American culture. We also have animals like bears and deer in forests and mountains.
So, animals help tell the story of a country too. They show the landscape and the lifestyle.
Yes, and this is where you can use simple but strong words. Famous, unique, beautiful, peaceful. These words are easy, but they create clear pictures.
Now, let's make this practical. Choose one place in your country that you love. It can be a city, a beach, a mountain, or even a small town.
Try describing it in just 2 or 3 sentences. For example, a famous place in my country is, it is beautiful and peaceful.
Or you can say, my favorite place is not very famous, but it is unique and calm. That sounds very natural.
You don't need to impress anyone. Just share how the place feels to you.
That's how your country becomes more than a name. It becomes a story people can imagine and remember.
We've talked about places, nature, and animals, and now let's move into everyday life. This is where conversations can really grow longer and feel more natural.
Yes, because when people talk about countries, they often ask about holidays and daily life. These topics help others understand how people live, not just where they live.
So, Linda, what are some important holidays in Australia?
One big holiday is Australia Day. People usually celebrate with family and friends, have barbecues, go to the beach, and spend time outdoors. It feels relaxed and social.
That sounds very sunny and very Australian. In the United States, one important holiday is Independence Day on July 4th. People celebrate with fireworks, outdoor parties, and family gatherings.
Fireworks always make holidays feel special, and holidays are a great time to talk about food, family, and traditions.
Exactly. Another big holiday in the U.S. is Thanksgiving. Families come together, eat a big meal, and talk about what they are thankful for. It feels warm and meaningful.
I like that idea. In Australia, holidays are often very outdoor focused because of the weather. People enjoy sunshine, fresh air, and casual time together.
Now let's talk about school life, because this is another topic people often ask about. What is school like in Australia?
Children usually start school around 5 or 6 years old. Many schools have uniforms, and students go to school from morning until the afternoon. After school, children often join sports teams or activities.
In the United States, it's similar in many ways. Children also start at a young age, but most public schools don't have uniforms. After school, many kids join sports teams or activities.
So, when you talk about school, you can say, in my country, children usually, and then describe their day.
Yes, that phrase is very useful. People in my country usually go to school 5 days a week. People in my country usually finish school in the afternoon. Simple and clear.
Now let's talk about sports, because sports are a big part of daily life in many countries. In Australia, sports like rugby, cricket, swimming, and tennis are very popular.
I know the Australian Open is a big tennis event. People around the world watch it.
Yes, and children often learn sports at a young age. Playing sports is part of growing up.
In the United States, basketball, baseball, and American football are very popular. Many children play sports after school, and some dream of becoming professional athletes.
Sports bring people together. They teach teamwork, health, and confidence.
So now, think about your country. What holidays do people celebrate? What do children usually do after school? What sports are popular?
Try using this sentence, people in my country usually, and add one simple idea. That's how you keep conversations going and avoid running out of things to say.
Yes, one sentence can open many doors in a real conversation.
Before we finish today's episode, let's slow down for a moment and review some of the key words we used. These words are very useful when you talk about your country in English.
Yes, and the first word is capital. The capital is the main city of a country where the government is. For example, Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States.
Next is famous. Famous means many people know it. A city, a place, a food, or even a person can be famous.
Then we have popular. Popular means many people like it. Something can be famous but not popular, or popular but not famous. It's a small difference but a useful one.
Another important word is unique. Unique means special and different from others. For example, some animals or foods are unique to one country.
We also talked about traditional. Traditional means something people have done for a long time, like a holiday, a food, or a custom.
And don't forget landscape. Landscape describes how a place looks, such as mountains, beaches, forests, or cities.
Finally, multicultural. This means people from many cultures live together in one country. Many countries today are multicultural.
Now, let's put everything together. Here is a simple way to introduce your country in 5 or 6 sentences. You can say, I'm from my country. My hometown is a small city. The capital city is very famous. People in my country are friendly. A popular food is, and the landscape is beautiful.
You don't need to remember it perfectly, just use it as a guide and make it your own. That's how English becomes natural.
Now it's time for our question of the day. We really want to hear from you.
First question, what is one thing you love about your country?
Second question, what word did you learn today?
Write your answers in the comments. This is a great way to practice your English and learn from other listeners.
If this episode helped you, please give it a like. It really supports the channel.
And if you want to keep learning real, everyday English, subscribe to EasyTalk English and join our learning community.
Thank you so much for listening today.
Real English comes from real life.
And your country is already a great English lesson.